Israel Adesanya. Love him or hate him, you have to admit this guy is something else. He comes into the MMA with an impressive kickboxing record. And since showing up on the UFC, he has done absolutely nothing but impress. Time and time again, he comes out there and puts it on his opponents. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about Derek Brunson, Anderson Silva, Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker twice, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori. Now, after racking up all those victories, we see him in there again, defending the belt against Jared Cannonier. And he was a sizable favorite going into this one. By the time it was all said and done, about minus 500. And he showed exactly why that is. He just has such a way about him. His striking is so high level. He's able to go out there, keep the distance he wants, find the rhythm, find the speed, find the timing. Frames things up so well. Cannonier is able to get some shots off here and there, but at the end of the day, he looks like a fish out of water. He's trying to counter with hard shots, trying to do what he can, trying to figure it out, getting inside on the clinch. But really, it's the story about Israel Adesanya. Really, it's a story about how he wins. Is it 4 rounds or is it 5? Does he win all of them? Do we give 1 round to Cannonier? Where did he see a little bit of success? Did he land a couple hard shots? Was Adesanya ever hurt? Those are the type of questions we ask after the fight. Not about who won. Not about was it really competitive. In a way, the UFC had to create this next fight. Look, we all know what happened with Alex Paella and Israel Adesanya back when they were in kickboxing. We know that Paella scorched him, right? He's got incredible power. We saw him earlier in the card against Sean Strickland. Beautiful left hook. He's able to rattle that off and get the victory. But think about this. He comes into the UFC and it's building the storyline. He didn't come up the traditional way. He didn't come up and have to rattle off a bunch of victories. He hasn't even faced dominant wrestlers and shown a very diverse skill set. Israel Adesanya is so dominant. He's done so much work at 185 pounds that they actually had to take Alex Paella and create a storyline for him in a way. Like, maybe not create it, but play it up. They said, hey, he got the victory before. Let's not let an opportunity go to waste. Let's kind of lean into this. Let's put him in here against a guy like Sean Strickland, who's a striker. We're going to put him on the same card as Israel Adesanya. We're going to build this. We're going to lean into it. And hopefully, both of these men are going to deliver. And this is going to really set up a great opportunity for us to cash in. And it's because they need to build something for Israel Adesanya. That's the job of a promoter. A promoter builds rivals. A promoter builds storylines. A promoter builds intrigue and interest. And that's the position of the UFC. They're the promoter in this situation. And Israel Adesanya is such a dominant champion that they're now building things for him. They're building this up. And I'm not saying that Alex Paella doesn't deserve it, but I'm saying let's call it like it is. Now, in a way, Jared Cannonier may have felt a little bit disrespected going into this fight, as though he was being discounted, as though we were already looking forward to potentially this fight between him and Alex Paella. But look, Israel Adesanya showed why it is that we're looking forward to that. He showed what it is that he's able to do. Whether it's the beautiful jab that he's snapping Cannonier's head back with, whether it's the counter shots, whether it's the footwork and the movement and keeping the distance, the way he's able to defend in the clinch, the leg kicks. He's the total package. The only time we saw him falter at all, even for a second, is when he went up to 205 pounds. And it took a big, strong champion like Jan Blachowicz to wrestle him to get 3 rounds to 2. Adesanya is something special, man. His striking is on another level. His ring IQ is top notch. At 185 pounds, he is a force to be reckoned with. So do I think Alex Paella's got what it takes to win? Absolutely. We've seen the power that he packs. We've seen the confidence that he has. That left hook that he just reached out and touched Sean Strickland with, that would do damage to anybody. But is he going to be able to land that against the champ? That's the question. Not can he land it in the gym. Not can he land it against Sean Strickland. Not can he land it against Whittaker or Brunson or anybody else that they may have thrown him in there against, or that he may fight, or this guy or that guy. Can he land it against Israel Adesanya in the octagon when they're fighting? I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see. Look, this fight it's intriguing for a reason. It's built for a reason. Israel Adesanya is a special talent. I would love to see him go in there and compete. We've got a guy who's maybe in his head, maybe he's not in his head. Either way, should be a great fight. So did you guys love this one as much as I did? What do you think? Should this fight be next, or should they give somebody else the fight next? Should Pereira have to fight somebody else? Should he need to rack off a few more wins? Or is it just like, look, we've seen Israel Adesanya be so dominant. Let's just go out there and see this fight. Let's go out and see what's next and what's going to happen. Let me know what you guys think.